Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the environment. So first let's start with the water. First, the source of water. So minimum distance between the well and the source of contamination should be 15 meter. So well and source of contamination. Now what is a problem village? So the depth of water is more than 15 meter and the distance of any source of water is more than 1.6 kilometer in plain area and more than 100 meter in hilly area. So this is our problem village. So these two things, that source of contamination and well should be kept of more than 15 minutes distance, and the problem village is one where the source of water or well is more than 1.6 kilometer distance in plain area and more than 100 meter distance in hilly area, and the depth of water is more than 15 meter. Now the water requirement. So it is different for rural and urban. In rural it is just 40 to 60 liter and in urban it is 150 to 200 liter per day, and it is of domestic use. But the drinking water is same, that is 2 to 3 liter per day, and it should be adequate for 90% of the year, means 350 days out of 365, means almost 95% throughout the year. So this is about the water requirement. Now about the contamination part. So in 100 ml of water, no sample should contain E. coli more than 3 coliforms. I mean, no sample should contain this E. coli, and we know that E. coli is a marker of fecal contamination. It is actually the best marker for fecal contamination. So best test to confirm fecal contamination is E. coli. Now there are some terms, that one is remote and recent. So of fecal contamination only. If they say that recent marker for fecal contamination is streptococci, and of remote contamination is Clostridium perfringens. So remote का Clostridium perfringens and recent का streptococci, I mean fecal streptococci. Now so no sample should contain this E. coli, because it is a marker of fecal contamination and not more than 3 coliforms. Now the second thing is not more than 5% sample throughout the year should have these coliforms. So coliform का दो चीज़ है. First, that no sample should have more than 3 coliforms and not 5% sample throughout the year should contain the coliform. So first thing we have remembered is about the one sample only, that एक sample में more than 3 coliform नहीं होना चाहिए. और दूसरा है about throughout the year, that not 5% of all the samples we are collecting in a year should contain coliforms. Okay. And the third thing we have to remember is no any 2 consecutive samples should have any organisms. So no 2 consecutive sample should have any organisms. So just to revise this 3 point, I know it is confusing. So first let's talk about the one sample only. So one sample you take, and if it has E. coli means it is not a drinkable water, it has fecal contamination part, and not more than 3 coliforms should be there. Now second thing, you take the second sample, so it is consecutive. So if this first sample has any organism present, this second sample shouldn't have any organisms. Now about throughout the year, so throughout the year you are taking so many samples, and of this less than 5% should have any coliforms. I mean, if we are talking about non-drinkable water, then more than 5% coliforms are present, then it is not a drinkable water. Okay, so this was about the sampling. Now the hardness of water. So first, what causes this hardness of water? So there are two things, temporary and permanent. If we talk about temporary hardness of water, it is caused by the bicarbonates. We know that bicarbonate is HCO3 minus, but of magnesium and calcium. So magnesium bicarbonate and calcium bicarbonate, these two. And if we talk about the permanent one, then it is nitrite, sulfate and chloride. So as you can see, the temporary hardness is caused by this positive ions of magnesium and calcium. So in periodic table, if you have remembered, it is on the left side, and all this nitrate, sulfate, chloride comes on the right side of the periodic table. So this will cause the permanent and this will cause the temporary hardness of water. Now maximum hardness level. So maximum hardness level should be 150 parts per million per mg per liter. Now about the chlorination of water part. So first let's talk about the levels. So this chlorination of water, so what is the main hero ingredient? minus mean it is a hypochlorous ion, or you can say hypochloric acid. Now the contact period should be 1 hour. So and 7 pH means at neutral pH it is going to work best. So this is about the condition that 1 hour contact period should be there, and at 7 pH it is going to work its best. Now the how much level should be there? So residual chloride levels. First, drinking water. So in drinking water it should be 0.5 ppm. In swimming pool it is 1 ppm, and in between this one is about post disaster 0.7 ppm. So this 0.7 and 0.5 is drinkable water, anything above that is non-drinkable. And cholera outbreak, if there is risk of cholera outbreak we are going to keep the level of 2 ppm. Now there is one 5 ppm, that is cyclops. So this 5 thing we have to remember, that in drinking water 0.5, post disaster 0.7. So these both can be drinkable, and after this is non drinkable. So swimming pool का 1 ppm, cholera outbreak का 2 ppm and cyclops का 5 ppm. So cholera 2, cyclops 5, swimming pool 1. Now this chlorine is going to, after chlorination it is going to kill the bacteria only. It won't kill any virus or cyst of parasites or any ova or any spores. So it is not going to kill this. Now about this chlorination part. So there is one chlorine tablet is going to, it is of 20 liter and it is of 0.5 gram. About this Horrocks apparatus. It is going to measure the chloride demand